Most of us think that when we get something, we'll be happy. But true happiness is when you give. The very purpose of life is to share the goodness with everybody around. And that's what Sangachatam means. Let's walk together. Mhm. Check. There's a question. We all have to face the reality of death at some point in our lives. I would greatly appreciate your thoughts on untimely death, whether it occurs through accidents involving young people, suicide, drug abuse, murder, or other tragic circumstances. What happens to such souls according to the scriptures? What do the sacred texts teach about their journey after death? Are there any prayers, rituals, or spiritual practices that can help the departed soul transition peacefully and without suffering? Mm, It's good to have this question. Awareness of death makes you more alert to life. A lot of people make a bucket list, but then they keep it in the bucket only. Only when it's time to kick the bucket list gets some value. Very rarely are people who make a bucket list when they are fit, hale, healthy, and young and keep ticking them at that time only, as and when that opportunity arises. But death is always around us. Death is our shadow. Just don't see it, that's all. Timely, untimely, all these are our judgments. Death is death. Yeah? It's a time when whatever you think is me and mine will leave you or you leave them. Ask yourself, what is it you consider as me and mine? Relationships, positions, possessions, things, they all you will have to leave. Not just leave, forget as well. But is there something that you carry through? Yes, your spiritual progress, your insights into life, your merit and demerit. All this you will get. So a wise person will focus their time and energy on that can be carried into the life beyond death, rather than just focusing on setting right the relationships, accumulating more possessions, and then unduly worried about what people think. Do you see what I'm saying? So this question has a much bigger canvas to explore, because somewhere we have bought into this idea that birth is good, death is bad. Untimely death is even worse. Whether death is good or bad is most of the time to the observer, not for the one who is going through. Suppose you have a parent or somebody in your family member who is suffering from a terminal illness. They're already not productive, they're already dependent upon you for so many things. Their life is going nowhere. But you still want them to live. You want to hold on. You just don't want to let go of them. But deep inside, the jiva in them wants to move on. Says, I had enough of this. If you have been an active person in your life, even one day you get a fever, you see how it limits you, how worthless you feel. And if at all you've got a terminal illness, you're already old, you're already before the illness, you are dependent on people for doing little things, and now you're so totally dependent, how worthless you will feel. Why would you want to drag on in that body? Do you see this? But you still we hold on to it. We just don't say, let it be. It may be your own body. You may end up in the same situation one day. You should visualize this now when you are not in that situation. Prepare yourself how you will handle it. It may happen, it may not happen. There is no right or wrong, good or bad. Oh, I will not think about such things. So what? It can happen to anybody. It happened to Ramana Maharshi, it happened to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So things can happen. Okay? And you need to learn to let go that you are not losing anything. Whether you died a timely death or an untimely death, you still have to leave everything and move on. Isn't it? So learn how to move on. So two things are very important. One, learn what to invest in, which you can carry beyond death, which stays with you beyond death, and learn how to move on from those what you hold very dearly. Learn to let go. That aspect is called Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is that stage of your life where you are living amongst everybody but loosening your grip on everybody. You don't give too much attention to what people think about you. You don't give too much attention to what is happening in your close people's home, whether it is your children, whether it is your parents, whether you're a husband or wife. You let them lead their lives. You bless them from a distance. You wish well for them, but don't get involved. Don't get involved. Don't be involved too well. Do you see? This is a fine skill that to be able to wish well, to be around them, but not involve in their life. Let them make decisions. Let them make mistakes. Let them learn. Let them get up. Let them fall. Yeah. Let it be. It's their journey. One day they have to do it. You learn because you realize that one day I will not be there and still they will have to handle it. How will they handle it? I have seen mothers do this to their children. Anyway, when the daughter goes to her in law's place, she will have to do all this thing, but let me do it now. Anyway, when my son goes out of the house to his university or something, he will have to do, let me do it now. You are actually ill preparing them for the world. You let them do it themselves. Let them fall down. Let them get up. Let them make mistakes. Let them come to you and say, I did this, it's not working. Is there a better way of doing it? Rather than you doing everything for themselves. I have seen parents even pack the children suitcases, iron their clothes, and even when they are adults, then they will expect the same from their husbands or for their wives. Whatever the fathers do to their children, the wives expect it from their husbands. Whatever the mothers do to their sons, they expect it from their wives. Do you see? Let them be. You learn to let go of them. Eventually, they will only get what they have to get, right? Jati, Bhoga, Ayu, these are predetermined. Jati, where you are born, to which parents, in which womb you are born, in which family or community you are born. Bhoga, how much you are going to enjoy or suffer. Ayu, how long you are going to be on this planet. These three are already determined at the time of your birth only. This is what Patanjali says in his Yoga Sutras. So stay back, don't get too anxious about that you have got any control over any of these. All this is predetermined. I'll tell you a very nice story. You all know this story. That Shantanu married Ganga, right? And then they had children. One after the other, this woman started killing those children by drowning them in the water as soon as they were born, right? So just look at it from the modern perspective today. If a woman like that existed, she would have been in the jail, she would have been front page news. What would you have thought about her? No, this is a divine person, Ganga, whom you worship. She is doing to her own children. Have you ever heard about a mother killing? All this is untimely death according to you, right? Now you may think the child would have become something. Look, she killed 7 children. But look at the story behind the story. These were the 7 Vasus who were cursed to be born as human beings by sage Vasishta for stealing his cow Kamadhenu. So these Vasus, they found an opportunity to be born through Ganga and they requested her, please relieve us from this body as quickly as possible so that we can go back to our Gandharva realm. Do you see this? So you don't know, but you think it is wrong. It is untimely. It is murder. But look what is happening. Have you not heard these scriptural stories that anytime somebody, a being who is at a higher plane than a human being, Yaksha or Gandharva or whoever is there, when they do something nasty, when they, as a punishment, they are asked to go and be born as a human being. So human birth is like a punishment. Why do you want to hold on to it so much? Yeah. Have you seen this? Why do you hold on to it as it if it is precious, no doubt, because it is a medium or a vehicle through which you can strive towards liberation, strive towards not being born. Yeah. There's a Greek philosopher called Sophocles. Have you heard about him? He says something very beautiful. He said, not to be born is the best of all. The second best is once you are born, just pass away quickly. And the third and the worst is to live a long life. If you look at Mahabharata, the one who had the worst life was Bhishma. He saw 4 generations. And did he enjoy any part of his life? Being such a skilled person. Vasu, one of the Ashtavasus, he was the Vasu. He had he was cursed to be born as a human being. It was a punishment for him. So I also lived a long life. That was his curse. You be born as a human being and live a long life. He had to live the life of all those 7 Vasus whom Ganga drowned before him. Yeah? And it's not that just a Greek philosopher. It's even Mirza Ghalib says. Mirza Ghalib says, why was I born? Before I was born, I was God. Just by being born, I became a mortal. I lost that privilege of being divine. So just take me back again. I don't know the exact words. It's something like हो ना क्यों था जब मैं ना था तब मैं था खुदा. Something like that it comes. So, and our scriptures say the same. What is moksha is freedom from being born again. So this birth is a punishment. Moving away from birth, death probably is freedom. It's like getting out of jail card. And we think the opposite. We think being born is good and dying is bad. Do you see this? This is a different perspective of looking into this. That's why in the Indian tradition, birthdays are not given that much importance. Do you know any rituals about birthdays? There are such elaborate rituals concerning death, isn't it? You do tarpanam, you do this, so many things are there. But what rituals have been prescribed regarding birth? Because birth is an insignificant event as per the scriptures. Death is a significant event. You have to celebrate death. You have to let go of birth. This clarity, when it comes to you, then you won't be too much bothered. You're looking with so much of sadness I can see in your question, so much of anxiety. Just let go. You are going to die one day. I'm going to die. Everybody is going to die. But now that you are born, now that you have got a body, it's not always as a punishment, it's also because of your unfulfilled desires. You keep coming back again and again. You don't finish your bucket list. When the time to kick the bucket comes, you see there is not much time. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. How I wish, how I wish. Then existence gives you another body. And then you repeat the same drama. And again you do the same thing. And you keep on coming again and again. So you think about how best you can utilize this. If you really want to know what happens to the soul after it departs, whether it's a timely, untimely death, you can read the Garuda Puranas. Nobody knows, I don't know. We only have to trust the words of the enlightened people or of the scriptures. And Garuda Purana gives a very detailed graphic description of what happens. And it says, it is so scary. It says you can never escape the consequences of your action. Just because you went to the temple, you went to Kashi, you shaved your head, you think your sin is gone? No, because you're continuously engaging in action. Continuously, you are giving up on your dharma. Continuously, you are ready to let go of spiritual things for worldly things. So, all that will have consequences. And the consequences of that is described in graphic detail there. So, it's just a warning sign for you to wake up in this life when you are in this body and do something that's going to elevate you, not something that pull you down. Yeah. And it's not so easy, even though you call human birth maybe as a punishment. It is still, it's one of the most precious bodies than being like an amoeba or a cockroach or a housefly or a mosquito or a tree or a plant. There is so much opportunity to elevate yourself, but are you utilizing it for that, or just running behind one desire after the other? Me and mine, me, mine, me, mine, me, mine. So drop this me and mine. See that all desires are futile. See that you are not going to carry anything, and then focus on the eternal, that which moves beyond that awareness, that experience of samadhi, the timelessness. All this will come with you. And when you take another body, they are already your siddhis. What happens to such souls according to the scriptures? What happens is they are in no man's land. You have come ahead of time. You go to the airport 5 or 6 hours before the check-in time. What do you have to do? The check-in desk won't be open waiting for you. The check-in desk will be open for other airlines. For you, it will not be open. So you'll have to sit and wait till your turn comes. Okay, what will you do in that time? You will do all stupid things. You go and do the window shopping there, you walk around, you just sit and daydream, do whatever. This in between stage is called Preta. It's very interesting. Garuda Purana, that aspect of the self which has left this body and has not taken another body is called Preta Kanda. Hmm? It's very interesting. You study that, you will, most of your answer questions will be answered. So a preta is restless because its time is not being well utilized. The desires are still there. It is not settled. That's what happens when untimely, because you come early. It was not your turn to come. So they say just wait. There's nothing you can do. What do sacred texts teach about their journey after death? You will see that. You read that book. It gives in detail where all do you go. First thing they do is first they will punish you, then they will give you the next birth. Say in this life, these are all the misdeeds you have done. So we need to punish you first. That depends upon whether a punyatma or a papatma. If your merits are more than your sins, then you will get a dignified exit till you get to the Yamaloka, where they will or there will be the judgment day. Otherwise, even the route from leaving your body to getting into Yamaloka is also torturous. Are there any prayers, rituals, or spiritual practices that can help the departed soul transition peacefully and without suffering? You let go of them. That's most important. Have you noticed? If you got small children, suppose you are a single parent, okay, and you have to go to work, single working parent. So your children you have to leave at a foster home or a nursery, or sometimes you have to lock them in their house when you go to do some shopping and come back, right? So always there is this anxiety how our children. But if there is a nanny at home, then you feel a lot more relaxed, right? Yeah, you can freely go and come back. So when you feel that your children are secure, you're able to go. Similarly, for those who are departing, especially if they are your elderly people, your parents or somebody, reassure them you're doing okay, you're fine without them, and you will manage without them. Where you will ask them to just focus on themselves, move on, and you let go of them. The more easily you can show that you are independent of them, the easily they have to move on. They have got no choice. But if they feel that, oh my god, my child is struggling, my child is suffering, how will my child survive without me? If this got this type of attitude, it will become more difficult for them. So when they are alive itself, you make sure they have come to the realization that you can survive. When a parent feels that the son can look after the business by himself, it does not need the father's support anymore, the father will enjoy his retirement better, isn't it? Similarly, you will learn to let go. When whoever is going, let them pass peacefully. Tell them a very nice goodbye. Then they will move on more easily. Rituals are all that described. Okay, you can go through them. Spiritual practices of prayers, meditate. You know, your the merits of your meditation will go up to 7 generations before you. All those restless souls will find solace through your meditation. A single person meditating in a family will bring so much solace and security and steadiness to generations, not just this very generation, but previous generations as well. That's it. What else? Soul transition peacefully. Well, you have to face the consequences of your actions. Okay, you cannot escape the results of your actions. If you have done something nasty, you will have to go through that. You cannot escape. Okay, mentally you can be peaceful if you are spiritually oriented. If you're doing your practices, you're established in knowledge, then you learn to accept. You know, a day you get a toothache, you say okay, that some karma is going away. The day you break your leg, you say okay, some other karma is going away. So you are ready to accept and move on. Otherwise, you keep complaining, why is this happening to me? Why is this not happening to somebody else? You know, all these things will come. Okay? Are you getting what I'm saying? So focus on life. Now that you are born, you are in this body, don't waste. Don't waste in me and mine. Develop viveka, that power of discrimination. Know what is permanent and what is temporary. Don't be too serious about the temporary things. Hold on to the temperament. Focus on the eternal. Hmm? And on the actions in the world, have some moral compass in you. Do something which is ethically correct. Have good intentions in your heart. Try to support all those people you can do. Don't be very rigid. Be open to life. In this way, you'll be able to accept all eventualities and move on. Okay? Jai Gurudev.